What is up, Nerf Nation? I'm Naptown Nerf, and this is a mod overview of my Blue Meanies. This thing is so big, I can barely get it in frame. Alright guys, I'm going to do my best to keep this thing in frame today. So, like I said, this is the Blue Meanies. The Longshot is his blueness. The front gun is Max. And together, they are the Blue Meanies. So, the Blue Meanies is a name of a character or characters from the movie Yellow Submarine. If you guys don't know what Yellow Submarine is, definitely check out that movie. Tell your parents, I want to see Yellow Submarine. Tell them it's a Beatles movie. And hopefully you guys know who the Beatles are. If you don't know who the Beatles are, then you need to ask your parents who the Beatles are, because everybody should know who the Beatles are. But nevertheless, it's a movie from 1968, which is a very, very old movie, way before my time. But my parents showed it to me when I was younger, and it really stuck with me. This was a blaster I wanted to do that related to my childhood. That's kind of the inspiration I had. I wanted to do something that related to my childhood. Since Nerfing is obviously a children's toy, I thought that'd be cool. So that's why I created this blaster. And it's also inspired by Drac, who did the Night Fury. If you guys have not seen that video, definitely go check that out. It's actually probably one of my favorite integrations that he's done. I just have always really liked the Firefly Longshot integration. I've done 2 of them, so obviously I like it. And the first one I did was a steampunk inspired blaster. It was actually my very first integration. If you guys haven't seen the video on that, definitely go take a look at that. I'll put a link in the description box below. But that one really wasn't created to use outdoors for like actual play. It was more for a prop kind of a build. So I really wanted to create one that was war worthy, and so that's why I created his blueness. The stickers on the blaster are actually characters from the movie. This is actually his blueness right here. I actually don't have a sticker for Max, but we have on the other side, we have, this thing is massive. We have the Yellow Submarine here. We have Nowhere Man. And back on this side, we have Glove. And those are 4 of the characters. There's also another one called Apple Bonker, and I actually had a sticker for that, and I put it on my girlfriend's blaster because I created a strife for her called Apple Bonker. It was one of her favorite characters from the movie, so we went ahead and threw that on her blaster, and that one turned out well too. I should probably throw that up on the channel sometime. She uses that at every single war. She loves the thing. So to talk a little bit about the mods that were done in the blaster, this Longshot is the functioning blaster, obviously. It has all the locks removed. It has a Hobby Mods deluxe kit installed with a 14 kg spring, so that's pretty darn beefy. The bolt sled has been reinforced by that kit. The Mickey Mouse piece on the back of the plunger has been reinforced. The trigger has been reinforced. And I'm trying to remember all the mods that I've done to this, because I actually did this mod over a year ago, and it's been a while. But basically all your standard Longshot mods, but it does not have a brass breech. This was made for Super Stock Wars for my club, which we basically don't really allow anything over 130 or so FPS anyways. We like to stay below that, so things shooting 200 FPS like a brass breech is capable of wouldn't really be allowed. Not to mention the fact that, you know, community darts don't really work super great in a brass breech because they're very worn usually. There are lots of different sizes, and that can get a little tricky. So I didn't want to do a brass breech on this one, but a brass breech is coming. Nevertheless, we have the Gavin Fuzzy pump grip here, which I actually just installed on this because I originally had my own pump grip made for this blaster when I first did it, and it broke on me. Unfortunately, it was made out of polycarb, and I wish I could have made it out of thicker polycarb, but I couldn't find any, and it did eventually break on me, unfortunately, under this massive 14 kilogram spring, but that's okay. Finally was able to redo this. I decided to finish the blaster. The part that I didn't get done was the LEDs, and they have LEDs in both the front gun and the main blaster. There are switches on this side. Whoop. Switches here and here that turn on and off the LEDs. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. I added sheets up here in the grill region of each of the front gun and the main blaster, and then I took out this usually is dart storage on the Firefly. I took that out because it really is unnecessary for this blaster. and I put these sheets in here and then sanded them to give them a frost, so then it would allow the light to disperse throughout the whole panel. The other thing, which I haven't shown you, which is really cool, turn these LEDs back on, because why not just leave them on? I've added a light to the front. So there's LEDs, 2 LEDs right there in the front that make not a super bright light, but definitely gives it a cool look, and that's exactly what I wanted. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. And while we're here, we'll go ahead and fire off the blaster. It's pretty darn hard. So that's got some pop to it for sure. And then the front gun here, oh, it's already primed actually. So yeah, no modifications were done to the Magnus on the front gun, but other than that, everything has been definitely overhauled, and very, very happy with how this turned out. The paint job was 2 different types of Duplicolor automotive paint, 2 different blues. This is like an indigo, and I can't remember the name of the medium blue here. And then the lighter blue, I think, is a Rust-Oleum blue. And then I used some paints to do some accenting, like here, these were Testors enamels, and the silver is a Testors enamel. And then I clear coated the whole thing in a Duplicolor matte clear coat, which kind of really did a really nice job. It was actually probably one of my best clear coats I've ever done, and it really matted everything perfectly. It still has a shine to it, but it's not super bright and glossy, and it actually turned out just how I wanted it. So I'm very, very happy with how this paint job turned out. It's probably one of the best I've ever done, and I was very, very excited about that. And it's held up really, really well, considering it's been through quite a bit of use since I did this over a year ago. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. And without any further of me blabbing on, let's go outside and fire this thing off and see what kind of performance we're getting, FPS and ranges. Let's do this. All right, guys. Actually, I loaded this up with brand new Rebel darts so we can get the best FPS possible. And when I did use the Elite darts, just because that will allow us to give us a good comparison to other blasters. Let's go ahead and shoot it off. I'm going to do it without the front gun to give us the best performance possible. Keep it level, and we'll see what we can get. Error. Perfect. I hope we have enough light for this. Error again. 124. Gosh, these darts are going crazy. 133. That was a good one. 127. Wow. Elite darts don't work very well on this. 128. FPS-wise they do, but not accuracy-wise. 129. 128. Whoa. I think that went in the lake. 121. That one went all kinds of crazy. 127. And that's it. So, pretty darn good. And now I have no dart to deprime it. So, I'll wait to do that in a second. Let's throw the front gun on just for the lulz and see how that does. It's stock performance from the Magnus, but might as well go ahead and shoot it off. 68. 71. And 72. So that's pretty cool. The ranges were all over the place, guys, so it's going to be hard to tell. Those darts are not the best, but that was 40 feet. That one went straight into the ground. These are all, you know, right around 45. 43 to 47, I guess. And then another Elite at 56. 57. Just past 66 feet. Up here, these two were about 73, 74 feet. One's all the way down here at, this is pulled out to about 95 feet. And then I think one went over there somewhere. Who knows? There's one. Oh, here's one. So as you can see, ranges are kind of all over the place, but when the dart flew well, they go really, really far. probably better to use something like a Couche dart or something in this blaster. And actually, I'll go ahead and throw a couple Couche in there and shoot them off for you, just see how much better that does. Alright, so got 5 Couche darts in there. They are fairly used, so this might not be the best performance, but let's see what we can get. That didn't even register, but definitely straighter. 136. Duplicate 136. 134. And I think that's the last one. 127. So those are much, much straighter, and performance was quite a bit better. And if they were new Couche darts, I'm sure they would be all really good. So the shortest one here was 64, and then the other 4 are right up here. We have one just at 77 feet, one at just past 78, and then this one's 85 and a half and about 87. So really, really good performance, if you ask me. I'm very happy with that and can't wait to get this thing back out on the battlefield. Alright, so thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your viewership. I cannot believe how well this channel has gone over. I've almost been doing this for a year now, and it's just blows my mind how much support and encouragement you guys have given me. I have started a Patreon, so if you guys could please go check that out in the description, that'd be awesome. Please think about donating to that. It would be greatly appreciated if you're capable, and it would really help me create more awesome builds like this and do big projects like this. It is very expensive to do mods of this caliber and very, very time consuming. So the more you guys could help me out, the more you will get to see on the channel. So with that, again, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching. Please stay tuned for some close-ups of the blaster, and as always, peace out, guys.